Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Right, so Nigel Farage was being interviewed and he was talking about things he would do if he became Prime Minister. And I think that, there are a lot of people who think that he should be Prime Minister. I'm not entirely sure myself, but I think there are a lot of people out there who do support him. So he said one of the first things he would do would be to pull the UK out of the European Court of Human Rights. Because, we've all seen these headlines of people who are here illegally not being sent home because of various reasons that the European Court of Human Rights has deemed is satisfactory enough for them to not be deported. And obviously there's a lot of anger over that for various reasons. Now, your feelings on that are your own. Of course, I'm not here to judge or anything like that. However, I wonder, because he was saying that we could set up a British version of a human rights court, one that would be created for the people in the UK, by the people in the UK, and look after our own interests. Now, of course, that's a good idea, because obviously it means that you can then, you can decide what's best for the UK, what's best for its own interest in terms of the human rights aspect. But I was wondering whether this would be totally a good idea, because yes, it would work in terms of things like deportations and things like that. You could have a more UK-centric view on it rather than it going for a more of a European view and the European Court of Human Rights Convention. However, there are things that perhaps the government would do that you might disagree with and you might want to take to the Human Rights Court. Would that still be in your best interest? Would they still look at it in your best interest, or would they look at it in the best interest of the government? Take, for example, of course, this whole benefits row, the Green Paper and situation, things like that. If you were, millions of people could be affected by this, and if you take that to a human rights court that was being created in the UK, would that still be impartial enough to rule against the government if it's the UK's own human rights court, or would they have some kind of allegiance, should we say, or some kind of tie to the British government that might be a conflict of interest? It's interesting, and it's something which I think is worthy of debate. So let me know down in the comment section what you think. Do you think a human rights court could work in the UK for the benefit of the UK people on every subject, so not just the subjects that the European Court judges against us, but also things that could judge against us that we would want and that aren't going to happen? It's interesting debate, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section on this, because it's one of those things where there's a bit of a grey area there as to how impartial they could actually be. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please do subscribe if you've got this far, and I'll see you next time.